Coming up on Mountain News this morning, 60 years after President Lyndon B. Johnson visited the region, organizations continue the war on poverty. And the University of Kentucky broke ground on a project that will improve care for cancer patients.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. We are just past 6:30 on Friday, April 26th. The University of Kentucky broke ground on its new cancer and advanced ambulatory building. It will be the new home of the UK Marquis Cancer Center. Mariah Congito has a look at the facility and what it means to the Commonwealth.
Health leaders say every year more than 30,000 Kentuckians receive a cancer diagnosis. And when this 550,000 square foot facility is built here on this lot, they say it'll accommodate a growing patient population.
The new cancer center is more than just a building. It's a beacon of hope.
The new facility will become the new home of the UK Marquis Cancer Center, a comprehensive spine center, an ambulatory surgery space, and other outpatient services.
Our patient population has doubled in just the past decade, while our outpatient footprint has remained the same.
Health leaders say right now Marquis patients have to go to 6 different areas across the UK Chandler Hospital campus to receive outpatient services, making an already stressful time more stressful.
They'll be dropped off at the front door, and appointments to see their doctor, obtain lab work and x-rays, receive their chemotherapy treatments, and radiation therapy will all be in one building.
There will also be an urgent care center, on-site pharmacy, and boutique where patients will be able to get things like wigs and scarves.
It is a place where the medically vulnerable can feel safe and supported.
Erica Radhakrishnan says she knew this was important when she underwent treatments for breast cancer. Health leaders say this facility represents a commitment to the patient experience.
This facility is part of Grand Hope, creating even more capacity for patients, improving their treatment experience, and increasing access to cutting-edge research and treatment.
Kentucky Senate President Robert Stiver says investing in this project is personal.
My mother went to Marquis and we got 5 additional years. But also here at the University of Kentucky, they fused my spine.
The new building spine center will provide services designed to diagnose, treat, and prevent spinal conditions.
This is the university for Kentucky. We should be here for Kentuckians, and you shouldn't have to go anywhere else to get any level of care.
The new facility and an adjacent parking garage are set to be complete by 2027. In Lexington, Mariah Congito, WKYT.
Yesterday morning, first responders responded to a partial home collapse in Garrett County. It happened in Lancaster. The homeowners were asleep when part of the floor and outside wall gave way. No one was hurt. Everyone got out of the home with the Red Cross helping them. The homeowner says the home was built in the 1850s. The Lancaster fire chief says the exact cause is not known, but sometimes wood will rot and give way if water gets into the structure. Officials ruled the house is uninhabitable until repairs can be made. The family of a Southern Kentucky EMT killed in an ambulance crash is filing a lawsuit. The wreck happened in Garrett County on April 1st and killed 2 people, a 75-year-old patient and 26-year-old EMT Chasten McWhorter, who worked for the Somerset-Pulaski County EMS. Jeremy Toms has been looking through the lawsuit and talking with the family's attorney.
The loss is immeasurable. Chasten was a young man, 26 years old, just beginning his life and his career.
Chasten McWhorter was a year and a half into serving Somerset and Pulaski County as an EMT, and he was just starting a family as well.
He left behind a 2-year-old son. He has a daughter that is due to be born in July.
His family's attorney, Matt Garman, says they are still waiting to learn more of the facts of this case through discovery.
There will be accident reconstructionists in this case. There haven't been any truck inspections yet.
But they believe that the other driver in the Garrett County crash that killed Chasten is at fault.
He pulled directly out in front of Chasten. on the main highway there, US 27.
That other driver was Corey Dunn of Lexington, who was driving a truck for Clem's Refrigerated Foods. Both have been sued on 11 counts, largely dealing with negligence and wrongful death.
He was an employee of Clem's and acting within the scope of his employment at the time of the accident. Therefore, they're really responsible for the driver's acts.
Knowing all that the McWhorter family has lost, Garman is seeking damages in an effort to do as much as he can for them within the legal system.
We took this case to fight for Chaston's widow, Elizabeth, and the family, and we intend to do so.
That was Jeremy Toms reporting. We reached out to an attorney representing the defendants in this case, but have not heard back. Lawmakers secured $2 million for a project in Leslie County. The Lico Park project is in the beginning of construction. The complex will include baseball fields, hiking trails, and other activities. Leslie County Judge Executive William Lewis says it will have an impact on economic development. Lewis said, quote, "Eastern Kentucky is home to some of the most beautiful destinations this side of the Mississippi, and now Leslie County will be at the forefront for travelers to visit," end quote. The War Daddy race, which started with less than 30 racers, is now welcoming more than 100 participants for this year's race. The bike race is seen as an opportunity for people in Leslie County, a chance to show off their beautiful home to people around the country and world.
It has a big impact on us because we're all kind of vain. We think this is one of the prettiest places in the world. We're proud of our town, our county, so we hear it from the bike riders too. They tell us how beautiful it is and the beautiful places they saw and how friendly and nice everybody is to them. We see them eating in the Mexican restaurant and all around town, the parks and different places, and so they're glad to be here, and we're certainly glad to have them.
The War Daddy race will start this Saturday at 9 a.m. at the RV Park in Leslie County. A partnership in Martin County is bringing light to poverty and progress, making the 60th anniversary of President Lyndon B. Johnson's visit to the mountains with a conference to continue the battle he began. WYMT's Buddy Forbes was there as the event kicked off with a legendary entertainer.
Dream Appalachia is focused on turning ideas into innovation.
Bringing together all kinds of community leaders to talk about the things we talked about: connection, synergy, innovation, how we can take personal responsibility for our future.
Kicking off the first poverty conference in the town where the war on poverty began 60 years ago.
And that movement had the strong belief that God's intended best days for Appalachia were ahead of us and not behind us.
Celebrating the young movers and shakers Thursday night to wrap up a county-wide contest in which students imagined their dreams for their hometown.
We're excited to be able to recognize those students who gave a lot of time, effort, and energy into those contests, and really to continue to help really encourage those dreams.
Leading up to the free concert for a musician who once dreamed in the same hills they call home.
The Big Sandy's own Ricky Skaggs.
Ricky Skaggs and Kentucky Thunder brought more than 1,000 people out for the kickoff concert.
A lot of good people helping him, and that's what we gotta have. So somebody's gotta be the visionary, though.
Ahead of the conversations that organizers say will fill the Collier Center Friday.
But really, this is about spiritual renewal and building hope in a broader future by all of us contributing our talents and skills.
Celebrating the progress and the continued work happening in the region.
But in the next 50 years, local Eastern Kentuckians, local Martin Countyans, local Lawrence Countyans, local people from the region, we all have to take a bigger role in the future.
One conference and concert at a time. In Martin County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
The Dream Appalachia Poverty Conference kicks off at 9 o'clock this morning. We will have live coverage on WYMT and the WYMT Facebook page. For the first time, downtown Corbin hosted the East Kentucky Leadership Conference, welcoming hundreds of people to learn about a number of topics. The theme this year is comeback communities, housing, and redevelopment strategies. Wendy Smith with the Kentucky Housing Corporation says the conference does not end after the sessions, adding they will continue to work towards their goals of helping folks in the community.
So one of the most valuable things about a gathering like this is the networking that happens and the idea exchange. But it doesn't just happen here, it happens afterwards too, right? People come up to you, give you business cards, and then we're going to talk more about ideas that got generated at the conference. And that is so valuable because it lasts.
Corbin High School students also participated in a panel called Youth Voices. Students conducted their own research and reports on homelessness in the region.
And a good Friday to you. Out the door we go. A beautiful sunrise in progress as we overlook Hazard. Oh, it's just looking beautiful outside with all the greenery too that has exploded in the last month. Allergy sufferers, I sympathize. Temperature-wise, where we find the thinnest in the cloud cover, the breaks, we do find some cooler temperatures toward Ashland and Prestonsburg near 40 at both of your locations. The rest of us, though, are basically in the mid and upper 40s into the low and yes, mid 50s as you make your way back towards Somerset and Monticello. The satellite weather composite shows where we do have some decent breaks right now up toward Louisa, Pikeville, up toward Moorhead and Maysville as well. The rate of returns have been drying up. That's because the moisture is running into drier air. It's going to take a little time to moisten things up, but eventually enough moisture will come in from the west and provide us not only in terms with an increase of cloud cover or the clouds continuing to increase and thicken as we head through your Friday, but the risk of a late day shower and a forecast high this afternoon up close to 73. The weekend, we got to talk about a little increase of humidity, but hey, starting to look forward towards some summertime weather, right? Your first alert 7-day forecast with some 80s coming up in just a few moments. Olivia?
Thanks, Tim, and thank you for joining us. The time is now 6:43. Still to come on Mountain News this morning. More and more college campuses in the nation are joining campus protests against the war in Israel.